The weather outside is frightful, but I'm talking to you, which is delightful. And I ain't got no place to go, so let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Remix. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith. I am coming to you not from Las Vegas, Nevada, where I'm sure it is beautiful, but from a place where it's a different kind of beautiful. Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, and we are on the eve of UFC 207. Yes, it is on a Friday. Don't go looking for this Saturday night because you'll be too late. Ladies and gentlemen, all week long I've been seeing videos and seeing tweets and hearing people talk about 207, and I thought I should get in on this action. I should get in on this pre-UFC discussion. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to give you my breakdown of the two fights that will main event UFC 207 at the T-Mobile Arena tomorrow night, Friday night in Las Vegas. Let's break this down. First of all, we've got Cody No Love Garbrandt challenging Dominic the Dominator Cruz for the bantamweight title. Now, on the one hand, you look at Cody No Love and you think to yourself, this guy is a legitimate threat to the title. He's 10-0, 9 of those fights being knockouts, 3 of those knockouts coming from the UFC. He has got legitimate power and a lot of first-round knockouts too. Impressive, right? Sure is. It's also impressive that this guy hasn't beaten anybody in the top 5, but he still managed to weigh his way to a title shot. He did that, of course, by trash talking and getting in the face, sometimes literally, of Dominic Cruz. But here's the problem for Cody. Dominic is rarely hit. Like, he's the least hit fighter in that division. And while a lot of people call him the decisionator, at the end of the day, he still wins. And unlike a guy that we see from Ireland who goes by the name Conor McGregor, when Dominic Cruz trash talks you, he's not making fun of you. He's verbally dissecting you with things like, how are you going to knock me out when I don't get hit? Or the other day with, keep your fling on a string because obviously your girlfriend wears the pants in the relationship. Oh no, he didn't. Oh yes, he did. Dominic Cruz has completely gotten under the skin of Cody No Love. And it'll be very interesting to see how Cody reacts in the octagon. Will it throw him off of his game? Because I'll tell you something, I'm sure Dominic will get no mercy from Cody, but when you're going in to fight Dominic Cruz, Cody's going to be able to have to do something that nobody's been able to do, and nobody's including TJ Dillashaw, including Uriah Faber, including what a lot of people consider to be the best pound-for-pound fighter in the UFC, Demetrius Johnson. He will have to solve the riddle that is the movement of Dominic Cruz. Good luck with that. On the other hand, if Cody can connect with one of those ridiculous punches, it could be nighty-night champ. I'm going with Dominic Cruz on this one. He is my favorite fighter just because I think he's so entertaining. And also, he has come back from so much. Multiple ACL surgeries. Have had people he cared for in his life turn his back on him. And he came back and he has thrived this year. And he's only lost once. And the person that beat him, he's beat that person twice. So he owns the season record against them. But it'll be very interesting to see what happens in this fight. But again, I'm going with Cruz. Now, switching gears, did you hear the news? Did you know that Ronda Rousey is back? It's kind of hard not to because that's what every single poster says. Ronda Rousey's back. And welcome back, Ronda. It's been over a year and now you are stepping into the octagon again to fight the current champion, Amanda Nunes. I think it says a lot about the Bantamweight Championship that after Ronda lost it to Holly Holm, and Holly Holm's next fight, she lost it to Miesha Tate, and her next fight, she lost it to Amanda Nunes. So let's talk about Amanda Nunes for a moment. If we had had this conversation yesterday, big difference between yesterday and today, I would have been pushing all of my chips to the front and saying Amanda Nunes. When she beat Miesha Tate, it was violent. She broke this woman's face. Like, Amanda Nunes made her tap out, not because she was choking, but because she was tapping out from the pain. Now, on the other hand, the last time, of course, we saw Ronda Rousey, she was getting KO'd by the kick to end all kicks from Holly Holm. Holly Holm went in with a ridiculous game plan and executed it to perfection against Ronda Rousey. So the question is then, what happened from yesterday to today to make me a little unsure about Amanda Nunes? I went on to UFC Fight Pass. Now, if you looked at Amanda Nunes' last fight against Miesha Tate, it's a little misleading. And the reason being is, with absolutely no disrespect to Miesha Tate is not at the same level as Ronda Rousey, so I can't treat her as such. Miesha Tate kind of fluked her way into the title because she got that last second choke, but respect to her, she did it. But they say you're never a champion until you defend your title. Well, her first title defense, she got lit up. But in addition to that, if you go back and you look at some of Amanda Nunes' old fights, so we looked at the one where Ronda lost, what about Amanda Nunes? She's not coming in with a perfect record. People keep talking about how she's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and she's great on the ground. I say nay, nay. Because I watched her fight Alexis Davis, and I also watched her fight Kat Zingano, and she lost to both of those on the ground. What happened when Ronda Rousey fought Alexis Davis? She beat her in 16 seconds. And when she fought Kat Zingano, she beat her in 14 seconds. Pretty impressive. You might say, well, Keith, that's not fair. You can't compare one to the other. But what I will say is this. I don't think that Amanda Nunes is going to be able to tee off on Ronda Rousey as easily as she did with Miesha Tate. Everybody is coming out of the woodwork. Miesha Tate, Brendan Schaub, Ronda Rousey's third grade teacher, and they're all giving their ideas on what her psychological, mindset is like. Who knows? Yes, it's very odd that she's not doing any press before the fight, but she's kind of earned that. If she's coming into this fight prepared, which you got to think she is, and you got to think that if Keith in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada understands that Amanda Nunes is a deadly striker, Ronda Rousey's camp does. And if she's prepared to stay away from that and clinch with her and take her to the ground, oh child, Amanda Nunes is going to be in a world of trouble. This really, for me, is a pick'em. I have a hard time deciding who is going to win. And because I went back and looked at those older fights and saw that Amanda Nunes is not the greatest fighter when she's down, well, that kind of says to me that she's very susceptible to be defeated again by Ronda Rousey. The one thing I'm not a big fan of with Rousey is her coming back and saying things like, I'm coming back, but you don't know for how long. If that's the point, then why come back in the first place? And we'll see that in the octagon tomorrow. She will come down with that Joan Jett song. She'll have the headphones on. She'll look all serious. Forget about any of that. Focus on the first round. Because if she can weather that storm, she might be getting her title back. Don't get all caught up in the whole smoke and mirrors of the event. Focus on that first round, and if she can weather that storm and deliver some punishment of her own. I'm really excited. This is probably one of the most entertaining cards of the year, and I'm interested to see how it plays out. I want to know what you guys think. Who do you have in these fights? Let me know. CFL_fan on Twitter, Facebook.com/WhittyWhittier, and WhittyWhittier.com. Thank you so much for checking this out. My name is Keith, and I'll talk to you soon.